one of the seed preservation is a very, we are in very, looking at the culture in India. I think everybody is very seed sovereignty, seed freedom we are talking today. I think the seed of the very important aspect of entire your agriculture. I think today we don't have our own seed. I think if you preserve, if you keep your own seed, definitely that will keep more healthy the systems on your farm. I think that is where exactly we are trying to preserve as many seeds as possible, the local and heirloom, and most of them are people very familiar with this kind of seeds. I think they're more confident, more familiar with this kind of seeds. We are trying to save them and use them, grow them, multiply and distribution, and number of these cycles are happening in the same region. This is one of the biggest activity in this rural area as well. Yeah, this is one of the greatest skill we lost. I think just we are empowering the women, which already they are empowered, but we are retain them, and just you value the kind of skill they have it. I think using them, I think you diversified seeds. I think they were the seed managers. They were keeping them, they are harvesting them, they are cleaning, they are storing. I think they are planting. I think the cycle has to be completed by stored the number of seeds they are saving, the number of life we are putting back to the soil. I think the soil and water definitely give the one of the best yield. What they want, they are growing. I think that kind of relationship with the soil and water is very important. The number of diversities we are looking for in this area. I think these are some of the slide. You can see how rich in diversity, how rich they are culturally, the wisdom they have to grow this many kinds of crops. We normally we talk about the most of the time pest control. I think who am I to control anyone? That's the issue. So the controlling and the eradication, the two words that I think should be out of our books. I think the diversity, when you look at the butterfly, you feel happy. When it comes to your larva, I think is a pest. I think you are waging war against this kind of pest. I think in permaculture we will try to work with the nature, work with the pest, not against. I think how you work, how to understand the cycles of these butterflies and the pest and the larva, the pupa. This is very important to understand their cycles and the metamorphosis systems. I think these are one of the basic thing we'll do in permaculture. I think a lot of diversity, which means you are hosting, you are maintaining the lot of diversity on your farm. That is why the number of butterflies you are able to see on your farm. There's a very good, very healthy sign in your farm, having number of butterflies. Yes, these are biological resources we use very, I think strongly we believe the biological resources are one of the strongest element which can control, which can maintain the balance in the ecological balance. I think the lot of bird activity make more definitely the crop and the almost all the cyclic things will happen on the farm. I think these are the one of the bird diversity in Narsanna is a very huge. It is just over a period of 15-20 years, a lot of diversity increase on the farm because there is the food for the birds which they are available in the farm. I think definitely they will helping the other farmers as well. I think they are facing a lot of problems with the kind of things. I think this is one of the best way to manure. Look at your pest control. You think it is a pest control, but they get their own food. I think that is a richness of the soil, the richness of the moisture of the soil. The moisture and the birds are very good relationship they have. The moisture is the more in life in the soil, and then the more the birds will come. So that is just I wanted to use the bird diversity in the farm also very important. Yeah, this is what I think that in the farm. I think that look at the production aspect. I think these are also one of the always we look for the mushroom means the many people will ask is it edible? I think we are enough food. Everything is edible. I think what is the left to the future generation? I think this is a life. How much life you have on the farm is a history. I think this is one of the very fungal. The diversity on your farm is that there's an indicator of your moisture in the soil. The kind of organic matter, the carbon content in the soil is one of the indicator. I think that much of life, that much of microfungal diversity is there, which means you are maintaining the very good moisture in the soil. Then only it is possible to see this kind of diversity of things are possible on your farm. This is one of the slide will indicate, shows that how much soil richness with a lot of carbon. I think at the same time, the moisture made the entire life to grow, improve, and this is keeping very healthy. One of the catch and store energy diagram for the water. Yeah, this is some of the water harvesting on the small farms as well. I think what are the place they have, what are the farms you want to store the energy in the form of water. I think the water energy, I think you have to energy when you are catching water, it's the energy you are storing as well. Tours and trenches and the pits and the crescents. There are a number of forms up to how much rainwater you are catching is and holding is the issue. How much water we have is not the issue. How much rainwater is you are filtrate and you are to trying to store as much as water is possible on your farm is a challenge. We are mad about the catching as much as rainwater is possible. Yeah. Next. Yeah, this is the one of the water conservation in the dryland areas that we will apply a lot of techniques. So most of the drylands are very erosion prone and undulated. I think on these lands, how much water, how you can store is a challenge. So there are some of the techniques we used when trenching and crescents and contours and almost some ponds and some lot of perpendicular to the slope. We are trying to plow it, making the ridges. I think lot of things along. This is the most including and is a provided a lot of vegetation. This is a consolidation element on the land. And the where you do water harvesting, you have to look at the how much plants also, how much grasses, how much shrubs, and how much plants you planted on this where you harvested a lot of water on the soil. I think the soil. I think this is one of the slide which you can see the same land as just in the one rain changed a lot of this greenery at the right hand side. I think this is the power of the water, power of the moisture. Some of the contours. I think there's a very rocky area. The entire in these lands, I think not able to grow any even grasses. Some green patches are grasses. Rest of the red area is a totally lateritic. You cannot go beyond 2 inches. That kind of soils we are trying to harvest water, not just as a physical water directly. We are filling with is a lot of biomass into the trenches which we are putting and hosting and holding a lot of water in the form of moisture, not directly in the form of water.